Today, we're going to be testing a deck that's either the best thing I've ever done, or is going to completely ruin my day, and it's only 8:30 in the morning, so let's hope it's not that one. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we are taking a look at a deck that you might be saying, Nick, this is just a copycat of Rapid Strike Urshifu in single strike form, and yes, you're right. So here is the deck. Obviously we are focused on single strike Urshifu V and Urshifu Vmax. These are not new, we've talked about it 1,000 times. We're using Houndoom to accelerate energy with single strike roar, and on the off chance we are playing a psychic deck, which by off chance I mean in case we're playing a psychic deck. We do have Tyranitar V. I cannot wait for this card to go and be replaced with Umbreon V in just like a couple of weeks. Super excited already to have an Umbreon V deck built, but we are working with the Sobble line, right? We have 2/2 Sobble and Drizzile, and then we also have one Shady Dealings Inteleon, because the big problem with Urshifu is how many times are you sitting there and you absolutely need an urn, or you absolutely need a switch or an air balloon or a scroll of Scorn or something, Evolution Incense, whatever it is, to like get that final piece of the puzzle. Happens all the time. It's one of single strike Urshifu's biggest problems, is that it can brick pretty easily because you're so reliant on the single strike raw attach Gmax 1 blow earn cycle, because then you can go back to single strike raw. And if you don't have one of those pieces, if you don't have the urn to get the energy back, if you don't have the energy in the first place, which is a totally different problem, but if you don't have the Houndooms in place, or you don't have the scroll of Scorn to, when you're at the upper echelon of the amount of damage you can take, dish out a bunch of damage, well, then you could be in a pretty tough spot. So the whole idea of using the Inteleon line is to find those pieces without the need of using a supporter like Skyla, when you may in fact have to Professor's Research. Maybe there's 2 cards you need or something like that. We are running 2 copies of Capture Energy to help get those Sobbles and Houndours onto the field, and the rest of the deck is going to look pretty similar. I am running 4 copies of Tower of Darkness, and I know it seems like a lot, but I want to maximize my drawing potential, because again, that's Urshifu's big problem. We are also running 2 copies of Bruno instead of 3 copies of Marnie, and we're using Bruno for 2 reasons. One, it's a single strike card, so we can discard it with Tower of Darkness to draw, and 2, if one of our many single prize Pokemon gets knocked out, that we can draw 7 cards instead of the 5 we would get with Marnie. Yes, we don't disrupt our opponent's hand, but drawing cards for me is more important than disrupting what my opponent's doing most of the time. Not all the time, that's why we still have a Marnie. That's enough about the deck. Let's see if it actually works. I have not tested, like every deck I've played, I've not tested this whatsoever, so we're going to find out together what happens. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button and bell notification so you never miss another video. If you really want to help the channel grow, leaving a like and a comment are the best ways to do it. The more interaction this video has, the more likely YouTube is to say this is a good video and other people should watch it. So we're going first, and we have a pretty decent hand. We're going to be able to capture energy onto our Urshifu to get a Houndour. That's like, see, this is where I think this kind of we're playing a Mewtwo deck. That's not good at all. We don't have Jirachi in the deck. I'm trying to ditch some cards so that we can Crobat next turn for a few more. We don't have Jirachi in this deck to counter Psychic, and Mewtwo, this Mewtwo Mew GX, is weak to Psychic, not Dark. So getting Tyranitar isn't even really worth it. They are playing a Grass version. Okay, Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak does hurt because I won't be able to Crobat, but they also won't be able to use that Perfection ability, so I don't really know why they're playing it. So I guess let's find out. But I don't need Path to the Peak to single strike Roar. And if I'm absolutely desperate, Oh, they're gonna. I mean, they already played a stadium, so they can't play another one. I'm not really sure what the goal here is. They will be able to get a trainer, so they can look for the rare candy or the evolution incense. You got the Turffield Stadium, capture energy, big charm. So they'll be able to capture energy for another Pokemon. Maybe another Grookey, or maybe another GX. Oh, Delmise, okay. Big charm up the, yeah, that sounds about right. And now it's my turn, okay. So, we are definitely going to throw down. So, what I was saying before is the problem with this deck is now we have two competing priorities. Do we go early game setup Houndour and Houndoom, or do we go early game setup the Inteleons? You're kind of picking and choosing, and it's very easy to choose wrong. I don't really want to research because I don't want to get rid of anything. So I will single strike Roar onto my Urshifu here, and I'm definitely not going to evolve it because then that's just going to be a free third prize. If they'll take the knockout on this, get 2 prizes, but evolving it doesn't do anything. So I do think my best bet here is not to boss's orders. Is to Bruno. Draw a few more cards because I don't want to discard a boss and I don't want to discard the Crobat. We get a tower, so we can bump that. That's nice. And now we can quick ball away the other Bruno. Get a Crobat. Drop the Crobat. Draw some cards. We get a Sobble. And we can... Oh, man. We're going to tower away this urn. There's an energy. So now we'll be able to hit for 200. So that's pretty nice. And I think we're going to level ball for a Houndour. Right? Because then next turn I can get 2 energies guaranteed. And we'll just impact blow for 200. We'll put some damage in this thing. Yeah, they'll be able to use perfection, but I'm not super worried about that because they were going to do that this turn anyway. So they're going to boss up what? They're going to boss up my other Urshifu, which is interesting because now I'm just going to be able to attack next turn, take the counter KO. Unless they think I can't get it out of the active and they need a turn. In which case, I do absolutely have a switch. So, I'm unsure what they're doing. It's weird that they got rid of the Eggrow when they, could super growth first turn. They're going to attach to the Delmise. Another capture energy. This does require 2 grasses. And when they have a Zarude, this is full on grass deck. This is interesting. Oh, and there's the super growth. Oh, so they can super growth. Okay. Yeah, right. The perfection's back in play. Okay. Well, we are going to Houndoom. And we're just gonna switch. And let's start powering this other Urshifu up. And I guess let's just research. Try to get some more cards. We'll get rid of their stadium. And we're going to impact blow because normally we wouldn't be able to, but they gave us the impact blow because they moved our Urshifu to the bench. We can't technically impact blow 2 turns in a row unless we retreat back to the bench, but they did that for us with their boss, and then all we had to do was switch to be able to use impact blow again. So I'm not upset about it. So they are going to get 2 energy onto grass energy onto this Dhelmise most likely. And if Dhelmise Vmax comes into play, they're going to reset stamp me down to 3. That does hurt. That does hurt. But we got the Drizzile and the research. Oh my god. Oh no, that's so unfortunate for my opponent. It's great for me. Because if they knock out this Urshifu, which they do, they can't use Giga Hammer next turn, but they'll probably evolve into the Vmax. They'll take their 2 prizes. So we get an Air Balloon, so we'll throw this on. We're gonna, we'll drop the Sobble. Before we do that, let's look at our, so we do have a single strike energy into the discard pile, just 1. And we have the, one of our energies is prized, I guess. So let's Shady Dealing. Let's look to see what we have in the deck. Yes, we want to look. We have 3 Evolution Incense, 2 Urns, and no single strike energy. So we have a better chance of drawing into the Evolution Incense or our Urshifu Vmax, since there's 6 of those total compared to the 2 urns that we have. So we are going to get an urn, and we are going to put that urn back into the deck, and now we can research. And I don't really care if we draw the single strike. Okay, so we didn't draw it. Now the real question: do I evolve and Gmax 1 blow? Because if I do, then I discard my energies. But if I don't, and they take the counter KO next turn, Jungle Rising, this only does 100. They could, in theory, put down another Dhelmise V and take the counter KO, which I'm a little afraid of. And they have a Dedenne on the bench, and they have a boss in hand. So and we're gonna get 2 prizes. We have a Sobble on the bench, so if we can get an urn, we win. There's a single strike energy. There's a level ball. So yeah, we're looking pretty solid. Because we could, in theory, we could level ball, get the other Drizzile, get an urn, put 2 energies back into the deck, attach 1. Yeah, we're fine. Attach 1 single strike raw from both of our or whatever, the Houndooms, boss up the Crobat or the Dedenne, it doesn't really matter. We can take anything and then just hit it with beat down, and it'll do pretty big damage. So that was the down. Oh god. Of course we get Marnied. We had the perfect hand. Perfect hand. Marnie's gonna ruin it. We're gonna research though. I'll take the research, and I'll take the capture energy, honestly. We can't boss though. They're gonna restamp me down to 1. Ugh. I was actually okay with. Wow. Wow, I cannot wait for format rotation to get rid of things like stamps and just that kind of crap. So I can't put it on my Urshifu because I don't have a Scroll of Scorn to take the counter KO. So We're kind of doing this just to shuffle up the deck a little bit. Wow, that Marnie cost us the game. Marnie and Research Stamp. That's the only reason that they have a chance right now. Like, without those cards, this deck gets crushed. They're gonna boss up my Houndoom? Oh no, they can't because they played Cynthia and Caitlyn. Swing and Chain, what are they? Does it do 30 for each grass energy? Yeah. Okay. God. And there's the boss. That doesn't really help too much. I mean, that's all I can do. If they have a switch card, they win. Because of a... yeah. Wow, that's so stupid. That's such garbage. Despite my disappointment in that last match, we are going into another game. Looks like against a Psychic deck. We'll lose the coin flip. So this game, Tyranitar is going to be a little bit more important, and... Okay. Well, we can at least get a Houndour, and we have an Evolution Incense to get a Drizzile. And then, but this is not a good hand. See, that's another issue with this kind of deck, is that because you have so many pieces, that you can become very fragmented very easily. So I would really like to draw into like a Quick Ball or something. This is not probably going to go super well, but they probably think, based on the coin and the fact that I'm playing a Sobble, that it's Rapid Strike Urshifu. I do not think they'll expect to see a Single Strike Urshifu. But man, a Quick Ball would be pretty sweet right about now. No energy attachment. Okay. So we do get an Urshifu. We are going to still Level Ball for Houndour. And that's really all I can do. I mean, yeah, we're in trouble. They're already going to get the Vmax. Wow. Okay. I can I'm not a psychic, but I can predict that this is not going to go well. They already have Marshadow on the bench, so even if I put down a Tower of Darkness to help draw some cards, it's going to go away the very next turn. So here comes an Alcremie, because they probably have a Crobat or a Research in hand. Oh, Marnie. Okay. Okay, I'm not terribly upset about that. Okay, we can work with this. We can work with this. All right, so let's Drizzile. Yes, before we get the Quick Ball, let's just make sure that Tyranitar is not prized. It is not. How many energies do I have? 3 and 3. Crobat's not prized. We have plenty of Research, an Air Balloon, plenty of Houndooms, 4 Urns, 4 Towers. Okay. So let's get a Quick Ball. We'll play the Quick Ball. We will get rid of, I guess, the Evolution Incense. We got the Tyranitar. We'll capture energy. We'll get another Houndour onto the field. I don't want to switch, so we're just going to Bruno. Try to get some extra stuff. And we'll Single Strike Roar onto our little dude over here. And we'll see what they do. I don't want to show too much. I don't want to show the Evolution Incense. We have an energy, so we technically can't Single Strike Crush because we need a Dark Energy, but we can get that next turn with another Single Strike Roar, and then this will meet the fourth energy requirement. So they can't. Okay, so they're not going to boss us. So because they put a Vmax in play, we will be able to take 3 prizes with Tyranitar V. Unless they just go ahead and Horror House this turn. So there's they're gonna Horror House, make us draw 7. And I'm gonna be stuck doing nothing. Yep. I'm surprised they don't have the Vmax out creamy yet. I mean, they might not be looking for it. They might just max Geist, seeing that I'm weak to Psychic for the most part. They don't have a switch. Wow. Okay. So, how do I get this? Before I do anything, let's Single Strike Roar. I have 1. This has 320 HP. This does 60, 80, 100. Double will be 200. So I need the Single Strike Crush in order to take the KO. So I kind of have to hope for something decent. Not I have an Evolution Incense, so I can get the Inteleon. Yes, I want to search my deck for switch. You know, let's go Air Balloon actually, and a boss. And now, do I want? How much is this gonna do? Max Geist, 30 damage for each. Okay, so I definitely want to get rid of that because there's 5 energy. So that's gonna be 160 because it's 10 plus 30 times 5, so that's 160. And this does 50 times the number of trainer cards in my hand. I can Sobble, I can Level Ball for a nothing. And well, maybe I should have got that Sobble. And then boss up here. Retreat. Single Strike Crush. Yeah, I'll drop 4 cards, but that's fine. I have 0 trainers in my hand. Well, now I have 1. And third one, I have 1 trainer in my hand, so they'll hit me if they use Horror House, or if they use Poltergeist, they will hit me for 50 damage, which is nowhere near enough. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. So let's see what they can do. They have a ton of cards in their hand, and they just concede. All right, beautiful. That game makes up for the previous loss. I will take this because the Mew3 is going away. I don't really care. Reset stamp, whatever. That's a ridiculous, stupid combo. But being able to beat Shadow Rider Calyrex is a big deal because my entire deck is post-rotation. There's nothing in here that is getting rotated. So if I can beat it now with Horror House on the field, I think I can beat it in the future. Let's do one more game. Either way, I think these games are showcasing that this kind of does work. Like, it has potential to work. We win the coin flip, so we absolutely want to go first. We're playing a lot of Evolution. Again, isn't the most perfect deck in the world? No, it's not, but I think it works pretty good. So, we have a Level Ball. Level Ball can get us either Houndour or Sobble. And we're playing a Rapid Strike Malamar deck. Not ideal, single prize. We're weak to Psychic. We're going to get the Sobble. And the reason I say Sobble is because we can Drizzile for the Houndour next turn. And then we can figure something out. So we'll see what they do. They do have the Twin Energy. Oh, that's a Spiral Energy. I thought it was a Twin Energy for some reason. So let's see. They can't evolve this turn, so it's not like they can take out my Urshifu. But they can. I mean, I need a turn, right? I need a turn to get some energies onto my... Oh, they can... Yeah, but they're not going to do any real damage. So there's the Houndour. What would I Drizzile for? I'm gonna research. Yes. I guess we'll get a tower. We'll get rid of theirs. We can drop an urn. Drop. Maybe I don't want to research. Like, I have a pretty strong... Yeah, I have a... I really wish I had a scroll, now that I think about it. The scroll would have been super helpful. Because I would do 60, 70. They take... it would still leave them with 10. Not enough. Not enough. I guess it's... Crobat for 3? And we'll get it. I don't have another Sobble. But we can get a Tyranitar. And I think Tyranitar is just as useful. We are probably going to get knocked out next turn. So I don't think I want to laser... I'm going to laser focus for 1. Just in case they don't knock me out, then I have an attack for next turn guaranteed. And I can start setting up my other single strike energies on Tyranitar. Ooh, you know what? I don't even need Tyranitar. I should be attacking with Houndoom because it's also a single prize Pokemon and will do double damage because of Malamar's weakness to Dark. Right? It's weak to Dark, not Grass. Dark, yeah. Okay, so that's the plan. So I should be... this Urshifu is probably going to go down because they have a bunch of cards in their hand. They're searching for the Malamar right now, if I had to guess. There it is. And... they can, I think they use Rapid Strike Search, so they're going to show me 2 cards. It's going to be 80, just enough to take the... No? 160, not enough. Okay. Well, I can take the knockout this turn. I'm going to get here, and we're going to go here. Get into the Houndoom. We'll tower away our other Urshifu because we don't need it. And let's start setting up. Let's start setting up here. How many do I have in the deck? I have 2 more, so I'm going to spread these out. Because this way, no matter what happens, if one of them gets KO'd, I have another Houndoom ready to go. And we're just going to Impact Blow. Oh, we got a big Inteleon. Big Inteleon. That's nice. That's a good one. I might want to get rid of their artillery. I might Inteleon for a boss. I would also be able to Bruno, assuming that they take me out this turn, which they should be able to do no matter what. But if I get rid of their artillery, they can't keep searching for cards that they need. But actually, I don't think I'll be able to. 110, that does 50, 70, 90. I would need a third. Yeah, I'll just take out the Malamar, I guess. So they're going to get their 2 prizes. What are you weak to? You're weak to Dark 2, though. You're weak to Dark 2. And you have 170. This will do 50, 70, 90. That'll do 180. Just enough to take out that Oricorio, take 2 prizes. Yeah, I'm going to get a boss. And an urn. Boss and urn. And I'll use boss this turn, then I'll have urn in my hand for the turn after, and I'll get rid of that Oricorio. I'm not really sure what's happening here, because they took their 2 prizes, so I'm not really sure why it's not my turn yet. Is there like one of the cards like have something that they're doing? What does this do? No, that's not it. Not really sure. Okay. Well, I have an urn. So, yeah, Houndoom. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna Inteleon. Yes. There's a boss. And let's see what else we have. Do we have another? We have another Houndour. I have the urn, so I don't necessarily need another one, because I'll also be able to research next turn or Bruno next turn. So I guess I've got a Level Ball. And a Level Ball for a Houndour. Throw that down. I'll boss up this Oricorio. You know, I want to guarantee that I get another attack off next turn. So, Darkness Fang. Because if they do something like if they Marnie and I lose the ability to get an energy into my deck, that's going to be really unfortunate. So now, no matter what, I'll be able to attack this turn. And I am ahead on prizes. So after this turn, they'll have 3, and I'll have 3. I'll go. They'll have 2. No, I'll have 2. They'll still have 3. So as long as they don't take out my Crobat or Tyranitar, I win this race. They are going to Drizzile, so if they do pull up... I mean, my Tyranitar is resistant to... not resistant, but it's not weak to Psychic, so... they'd have to show a decent number of cards in hand in order to take it out in one shot. And then it would just be a matter of me finding a switch card so that I can attack. Right, because this is 40 times... so they would have to show 6 Rapid Strike cards in order to take the KO on Tyranitar V, because it does 230 HP. and it's not weak to Psychic. So they are just gonna go. They showed the 2. They'll take the KO. Okay, yeah, done. No, not a. Do they not have it? Did they do the math wrong? Oh my god! And they just give up because they know they're gonna be too far behind on prizes. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie, I am super hyped about this. I think I did something. I don't like, it worked pretty damn well. I don't. Oh boy, and imagine that was Umbreon in there. I only need 3 energies to attack instead of 4, and I also don't discard 4 of my energies, or 4 of my cards off the top of my deck. Like, oh man. I am so I can't believe this worked as well as it did. So some of my thoughts about the deck after playing it. It's a good idea. It works clearly. I was able to. I should have won that first game, but Marnie reset stamp kind of ruined it for me. Even if they just Marnied and didn't stamp me down to 1, I still think I would have won that because I had a research and stuff in my hand. So post rotation, that deck doesn't exist. But even if you are playing like Delmai's Vmax, for some reason, you know, I still think I would have won that game. Game 2, game 3. I mean, it works, but you have to choose between setting up your Houndooms and setting up your Drizziles and Inteleons, and that is a really tricky decision. And in one turn, it might seem like a good idea to choose one, and then the very next turn, your opponent could do something that's just like, man, I really wish I didn't do that, and that is a little troublesome. The fact that there are so many pieces to this, you know, setting up your Urshifus and make sure that they have the energy needed, and also getting your Houndooms and Inteleons. But honestly, if you can get a Drizzile, just one Drizzile onto the field, you're in such good shape, because then you can Shady Dealing Inteleon for 2 trainers, and it could be a boss and a urn, or 2 urns. Maybe all your or 3 of your single strike energies are in the discard pile. Well, now you can get 2 urns from 1 Inteleon, play them both, still be able to use a supporter. I mean, I absolutely love it. I think it works really well. I'm excited to see if it continues to work post-rotation, if it works even better. Who knows, maybe Umbreon VMAX will render this entire deck useless, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Thanks so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more, well, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, and especially that bell notification button, so you always see the craziest things that I'm coming up with. This is probably the one of the better ideas I've had, but you know, not like that Vikavolt item lock deck I made. That was trash. And if you really want to learn how to play the Pokemon trading card game even just a little bit better, don't be afraid to join the Discord, link in the video description. It's mostly geared towards new players, so if you're watching this and you're like, man, I don't know what any of this means, hop into Discord and we are happy to help. It's a small community, but it is growing every day. And yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.